Hey there, and welcome to another episode. We are Leo and Aaron, and together we are Creator Fury. On these podcasts, we talk all things short form promo video for your business. We've got a great topic for you today. We're discussing a key element needed to put together videos for your business. But before we get into that, let's check in and find out what we've been up to.
Well, mostly I've been in bed for the last week. Had a terrible flu. I'm just getting over it. Um, you know, it's
Yeah.
it's it's northeast. It's cold weather. It's that time of season, time of the year where everybody gets sick, and it took me down. I
Ugh.
get sick about every year and a half. I either get COVID or I get the flu or I get a bad cold. This time I think it was the flu, and that's what I'm coping with. But
Ugh.
I'm,
Terrible. I'm
I'm
sorry to hear that, man. I got my flu shot this last Monday and a
yeah.
follow-up tetanus shot. So,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah, I
I'm
I
all
don't do shots. It would get me sick. I had, like, 2 of the COVID shots, and both times it hit me hard,
Oof.
and I've never had the flu shot because 'cause I've heard, people on the
I
fence
know.
about it,
Yeah,
either hits you
everybody's
hard
got
or doesn't
their
hit you at all.
yeah, everyone's got their things, but I had to
Yeah.
I I've been doing pretty well without the flu shot, but I think there's just a little bit of, like, pressure from family members to do it, so here we are.
Uh, I hear you. So what's going on in the news? I mean, we've been looking at a lot of stuff in the media, regarding the changes that affect our business one
Yeah,
way or
yeah, I
another.
mean, we're talking about promo videos, that's advertising, that's marketing, and in our world, the big shakeups in the holding companies, as you may or may not know, that all advertising, all news is owned by a select few companies, and, those guys tend to, from time to time, eat each other. So, we witnessed, this has been going on for this past year, but it finally closed about a week ago on Wednesday, right before Thanksgiving, and, finally, the merger happened. Omnicom took over IPG, uh, and it's now the world's largest advertising company, uh, ever in history. So, but with that, as IPG was approaching this whole venture, they were sloughing off people, so they cut 3,200 jobs. And then after the merger this last week, Monday, Omnicom announced, "Oh, we're going to get rid of 4,000 more." So that's a
Yeah.
serious percentage. That's like 4 to 8%.
I was at Omnicom for a few years as a permalancer in the video studio from like I started with them like in 2010, off and on for a couple of years. And then they brought me on in like 2013, I would say, as permanent, but still as a freelancer, ergo permalancer. And I was there till like late 2017. And I left on my own because they were starting to dust things up. They had fired the studio manager and replaced them with someone a little more strict, which doesn't really uh, work in the creative space. You don't want to have the authoritarian grip on you, and that's what I felt was happening. And things were becoming way more corporate. It was corporate as it was because Omnicom, they're not really an ad agency; they're a marketing agency.
Right.
And in 2010, that's when things started to veer more into the internet space, into the medium, into the digital marketing space where television wasn't as strong, and people started putting their money into cross-platform stuff, more Facebook ads, more Instagram ads. And now, you watch things now that you think are reels or influencers that are actually ads for something, and that's when it started back when I worked at Omnicom. And the writing was on the wall. Things are gonna become smaller, faster. I mean, you and I were a younger Rubicam back in the day when that
Yeah.
went away,
Which
and that was a
is
company,
a huge company and now is no longer. Yeah.
right? And that company had started in the 20s, and by the time we left in the early 2000s, it had become like this tiny little brand company, you know? even though they have been swallowing up other companies along the way.
The
They have
the
swallowed up
company
all
that
the boutiques.
the company that took it over, VML, they were a teeny tiny shop on like
Yeah.
the 12th floor or something, in the building
Mm,
at Y&R, and they
right.
they overtook everything. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, now
And
it's
then from there,
VML.
I a lot of people that we knew at Young Rubicam went over to Gray Advertising, which was, a very big.
We have to excuse Leo for time to time.
I'll be coughing a lot. Um, and then Gray ended up, getting taken over as well, and people got fired from there. I was there when that happened too. I was freelancing off and on there. We had a good friend of ours who's no longer with us, Chris Vitola, who had gone over to Gray, to work in the studio department, and he saw it firsthand. And even right before he passed away, a couple of months before, he had been let go
Yeah.
as well, you know? And all these companies, they could keep getting taken over and taken over, and of course, they get redundancy when it comes to, personnel, you know, and the executives usually move up the ranks, or they're able to move on to other companies because they have huge golden parachutes, But
Mhm.
anybody below the line, anybody below middle management gets, they become redundant. You don't need two
Exactly.
studios, you don't need two printers, you don't need everything. And but
But
now,
all
how
the
does
time,
how,
the call during this whole year was, you know, leadership was telling all their employees at their town halls were like, you know, "Don't worry, your jobs are gonna be safe. Omnicom's just gonna hold on to us. We're still gonna operate the same way."
Yeah, it's always the same thing. I was there at Gray when that happened, and they had a staff meeting, and they told everybody that your jobs were safe, and I didn't care. Again, I was freelancing off and on there, but I saw a guy who was like a young father, and he was worried.
Mhm.
He was worried, and he was right because he got laid off.
Yeah,
And that
yeah.
happens a lot, and
I mean, on
it's not
LinkedIn
easy.
today, I saw several people that I've worked with in the past year, 2 years, that are, "I'm looking for work. I just got laid off."
Yeah, which brings us
So,
to our type of work, which is small production or boutique production, if you will,
yeah.
working with boutique labels or small labels or growing labels or brands, if you will. Ho you know
We have the agility. Being a small company, we have the agility to move quickly. We are direct to source. In a bigger agency like Omnicom, you have, creative directors, then you have the product manager or, um, yeah, project managers underneath
Right.
them, and then there's everybody in the pool. And so it's like a game of telephone. By the time it gets to the person that's actually doing the work, there's a bit of, information that's been lost in translation.
'Cause I think that the new paradigm for growing companies to get a message out to their clients is gotta be, "Here's the company. Here's the company that's gonna help you get the message out, like our outfit, and then here's the client or the customer, right? And then that feedback comes back to the client. So it should be a triangle, as opposed
Mhm.
to these layers and layers and layers and layers that you have in these big corporate outfits. I mean, I'm telling you, you how things get done, I'll never know, and how the money adds up. I mean, even if you're doing a 30-second spot, small companies can't afford it because they have so many layers of people to go through, you
Yep,
know?
yep.
I
And
mean,
all of those
every
people have to be
approval
paid. Yep.
and approvals go up and down like this, for weeks before they go up higher to the people who need to approve it finally. And that's all weeks and weeks and weeks of work that gets billed to the consumer, to the customer, and ergo gets passed on to the consumer. So our
Oh,
which touches on the topic of today is how to get the message quicker, how to help the client get the message out quicker, right? And
yeah.
we narrowed it down to, what are we calling this, or what do people call it in the
Yeah,
business?
so the marketing term is pain points, but, that's just market speak for what are the problems that your customers or your clients are experiencing that cause them to, you know, what are your solutions for those problems? And so when you identify these pain points, you are able to narrow down a message to the customer to give them that relief from that annoyance. So, uh, as basically it's just the itch that they can't scratch, that, they need to find an easier way to do it. Um, and, so we've narrowed it down to 6 areas that clients experience, and they don't want to waste time. They want an easier solution. They want clearer results. They want expertise, your expertise, and they want less stress. And finally, they want something that's done right. So, in all of those areas, there's something that your business can offer to them so that they can engage with you and ultimately make a purchase for your product or service. So, I mean, is that sort of, did you get that, Leah?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yes. Point one, and we have samples to show as well.
Yeah.
So, you want to show. How do you want to do this? You want to show, speak of the first point, and then show a sample, because I'm still getting my head around this
Okay.
concept.
Ask me. Go ahead. Let's do that
W-
before we show this
Okay,
examples.
what is the first one again?
The first one is people don't want to waste time, right?
Waste time. Okay. Now, waste time. Now, this is the client doesn't want to waste time, or the customers want to waste time.
Customers, you as a consumer,
Mhm,
you don't want to, like, let's say you have an old mop and
mhm,
you're mopping your floors in your kitchen. It takes you a really long time. You have to get the mop and the bucket, whatever. This company has a mop that just, you don't need any bucket or anything. It's just, grab it, push it, you're done.
mhm.
So
Okay.
solving on time.
And of course, and that's also for service industry, I guess. If you run a coffee shop, you want the customer want to come in there and they don't want to be waiting 20 minutes for a cup of coffee. They want to ask for their order and get it quickly and then get back outside or what have you, right?
Right. So maybe your solution is you have an online app that, they can pre-order before they get into the store. And then they have their
R-
coffee waiting for them when they get there.
Right. Or your store set up in a way that's more economical for the client to walk in, ask for the order, move on over, go to the barista, get their coffee made, and they're at the door.
Yeah. I
Anything that's
mean,
sort of
I don't
streamlined.
know how many times I've walked into a place and seen the line and gone, oh, I'm not going to wait in that line.
Yeah, yeah. I see that issue right now at Amazon, at Whole Foods. I get my packages at Whole Foods. You know how you have
Okay.
an option to get your package
Right.
delivered there?
Right. Right.
And and it's something that kinda grew organically, the Amazon outpost they have there, and they're not really set up for it. They sort of took the cafeteria area and turned it into a package warehouse, if you will, you know? So
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
the lines form, especially now in the holidays, the lines get very long and they sort of uh and sort of collide with the line of people walking into the store and also
Right.
with the lines of
Right.
people checking out. So it's like they need a solution. They need a solution to sort of streamline that, you
Hmm.
know? So that I mean, we should approach Amazon and say, listen, Jeff.
But that's also like, and so there's a point where when, as you're going along as a business owner, where you're trying to identify pain points, and some of them are related more to your operations than they are to the customer. So, for instance, if someone comes into your place and has, like Leo said, there's a line, and it's just, there's a physical area that is something that you can do within your store. Yeah, that's not something you would necessarily advertise or put into a video to promote. Um, but it would be an issue that you could raise to help. This
Right.
gets into like
I
operations and
get you. But
stuff.
I'm saying if there were a point of sale company, then it will be something that we need to fix. That's all.
Right, right.
All right. What is the second point then?
So people want an easier solution.
Okay. So we talk about faster. What do you mean by easier?
So if what they're doing right now is difficult, uh, I mean I can use the pharmaceutical ad to
Oh,
explain
show it
this.
to us. Show it to us and explain to me, please.
Okay, so let's go. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. All right, so on this one, we're I'm not going to play the audio because it's just music, but this is basically an ad for um, a medicine that you use to get rid of your eczema, and so I'm just gonna play it, and then you can tell me, Leo, what shows you a solution for someone who's looking for an easier solution.
So setting up a situation if people are itchy and they're using devices that are hurtful, brushes and stuff like that. So now Nemluvio, we're
Yeah,
gonna guarantee a way to help you.
yeah,
Don't do that. That's gonna hurt you. We can help you without you getting hurt, right? That's pretty much the
right.
message. Yeah.
And so, like, this right here, this image is a difficult solution. That's not fun. That's not easy. It's not. The ruler is not designed to scratch your back. Uh, so it so this medicine creates an easier solution for the customer.
Gotcha. All right. So that's creating an easier solution for the customer, showing the customer, listen, you have a problem and here we can fix it. Right.
Yeah, and then one thing I want to say, we don't endorse these products. This is just a commercial that I worked on. This is obviously a test situation, and this was put out earlier this year. I think there's even television ads and stuff on it. But
Cool.
just want to
All
explain
right.
that all the information about, yeah, because there's
So we
like
got
so much legal in this stuff, important
yeah,
safety
yeah. I mean,
information.
again, yeah. And when it comes to stuff like pharmaceuticals, there's so many layers of listen, you're gonna take this, it's gonna have side effects, perhaps. I'm not saying this will have, but certain drugs do have that. So you have all those issues that do come up, right?
Hmm.
Uh, and then
And
that you need to
also,
cover yourself.
I want to point out too that this is more of a branded commercial too. Like, I mean, the Nemluvio logo's there the whole time. Uh, you know, when they're singing the song, they're singing Nemluvio. So there's a lot of this like branding that's in there.
Nemluvio,
Nemluvio,
Nemluvio.
Nemluvio.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So, so we
and
got
there's points when you like if you're just putting this like your promo message on your website, you may not necessarily need branding in there because people already know where they are on your website.
right, right. But it's also always good. I mean, the client always wants to see their product, their logo. You
Hmm.
know, make
Yeah,
the
no,
logo bigger. That's the advertising adage, right? Make the logo bigger. Make the logo bigger.
make
Always.
the people smile.
All right. All right. So the first point again was solution. Second is speed.
Yeah, first one was waste time.
So
Saving
speed.
time.
Right.
Provide a solution for ease of use.
Okay.
Uh,
And the third,
or the third one is clearer results.
clearer
Uh,
results. Okay. Because we're showing a problem, right? And then of course
mhm.
you take the medicine and eventually you'll get better. Then
Yeah,
that's a result for that. Do you
yeah.
have a
Now,
different sample for that for clear
so
results or with
actually, when we approach clients or are approached by clients, and we talk about messaging, and we do want to focus mostly on a single message. Uh, there's sometimes when there's a little bit of crossover. So you can add a couple of extra messages as long as they are very much in concert with each other. So, for instance, in this ad, they're talking about, first of all, there's an easier solution,
Right.
and I did another one where there was actually like it showed a clearer skin kind of thing. Here's your eczema, and then it did a wipe, and then your skin was clearer. So that they did that as well. But they do this in the text here:
Yeah.
get over the itch fast. So, and for clear, and you get skin clearance that lasts. So you're seeing these confident people with
Mhm.
clearer skin. It's done fast. It's easier. All those are three kind of messages that are all wrapped up into one message,
Right.
right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that's like a clearer results kind of a message too.
Right.
Um,
Which is something usually at the end of the spot, saying, "And here we are. Here's the problem. Here's how to solve it, and these are the results." Right.
correct, correct. They want expertise. Okay, so I can switch over to another example here.
Expertise. What do you mean by expertise? Expertise from the provider, from the service or goods provider?
So this would be extra expertise from you, the business owner. So
Right. Okay.
you're the authority on the product or service that you're offering, and you know what it does for best results. You know
Mhm.
how to use it properly. Uh, whatever that is, you are the authority. And so if you present yourself as the authority, and like, so certain phrases like you know ultimate guide to whatever it is that you're talking about, those kinds of things, we have 1,000 clients who have gotten great results from this product or whatever. Those kinds
Mhm.
of things help to provide that authority, that expertise. You know,
Mhm.
if it's done well for so many people, you must know what you're doing, that kind of thing.
Okay.
In this commercial, this provides authority on the core ingredients. So it's a skincare product, um, and their core ingredient is this flower, the echinacea plant, which is this variant that's a rare version of it. And I'll just play the music kind of low. Can you hear that? Okay.
No, I do not hear it.
Oh, you don't hear it? Okay.
I don't hear it, but you can talk through it. I see. So we see the cream there, and
Right.
and it's probably made from that product from the echinacea plant, and those are the plants they're growing.
Hmm.
And I guess we're hearing some sort of
And there's a
explanation of
voiceover on
right. The voiceover is talking about the
this
plant,
echinacea plant.
right? That's echinacea right there, right? And what they
Hmm.
get out of it, and
Yeah.
history, and of the plant, and how they came about it, how to apply it, how it turns into something smooth. It's not corrosive. Something beautiful, right? Yeah.
So, and again, like I was talking about before with branding, sometimes when this was meant to be just run on their website. So, when you're there, you already know what you're talking about and what you're
Right.
looking at. So they didn't have to brand it that much. This was more
Right.
of a like, what is in it that makes it so special, and
Right.
then watching the model do these actions with how she's cleaning her face shows you how to use it in a very.
How long of a piece is this? How long of a piece?
This was actually a minute and a half. So
Wow, pretty long.
this is a little bit longer than your typical, but
Right. So this could be
I
good down nowadays, because this is going back a few years, right? But now you would probably cut this into a 30-second vertical for for um, for Instagram and for TikTok and for Facebook, if you will. You probably do a square version for Facebook, and maybe even in LinkedIn, because I know those usually prefer square formats. So you can really, leverage this piece, this minute and a half piece into quite a lot of media, quite a
Oh,
lot of reach
absolutely,
with it.
absolutely, and then you could brand it in that sense, and it would
Mhm.
be and there's a lot of negative space in this area to do that, so you have a
And
lot
you will
of,
use probably some sort
area.
of, for the model here, you probably use an influencer who does work in who probably influences makeup and health and skin, and then that will help you because this
I
person may have
mean,
millions of viewers. That's free
how
advertising right there.
how many TikTok, Instagram influencers are there out there with skincare products that just, like,
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
and you probably
it's a
know
very, lucrative, area of business if that's your business, but,
and a lot of
that doesn't
trade-off, a
mean
lot of
that
them
you can't because if you're a window installer or something like that, there's still, uh
window installer, you got people who do makeover homes. You have,
Yep,
people who are
absolutely.
carpenters do stuff online.
Mhm.
Let me show you how to build a window. It's infinite. The tie-ins you have now with influencing and advertising, it's endless.
It's
You just
unbelievable,
gotta
yeah,
know who to reach, especially
yeah,
even if you're in a small niche. If you're somebody in New Jersey, you'll find an advertiser who works in New Jersey, or somebody who uh, you know, uh, I say targets a certain demographic, either be it ethnic or religious or age group or anything you can narrow down your niche to, you'll find somebody who tackles your niche. So you have an influencer who finds, who has the finger on that button.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
just to bring it back to the points where
Mhm.
this also shows expertise because this person is doing a very methodical actions, the authority of showing us the echinacea and how it's, you know, how it's helping the skin, all of that, uh, seeds to the customer authority. They know what they're doing. You know, animation can't be wrong.
Animations always makes it more authoritative. Yeah, yeah,
Right? Yeah, I mean, look at this. So I did this
yeah.
fun stuff.
All right. So that's fourth is expertise. And we're up to four.
Yeah, yeah. So now,
All right.
the fifth one is they want less stress. Who doesn't want less stress? We're all
What
very
and
stressed.
ease of use, ease of purchase. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, if it's the stress of purchasing or if it's the stress of what they're doing right now, and you have a product that makes that, reduces that stress, uh,
Mhm.
whatever it is, um, like in the financial world, if you are putting your money in something and you're managing your money and that's very stressful, maybe there's somebody who, like Acorns, that does a very simple interface. Just leave your money with them, they'll take care of it, and it grows. That
Mhm.
relieves your stress, that kind of stuff.
Uh,
I mean, it could be wherever there's a friction point, and we'll talk about that in a second of like how to identify that stuff. But yeah. So, were you thinking something else in terms of stress? Like,
No, no, I'm trying to put it into perspective of different businesses, right? Different industries. Now
hmm
going back to the cafe example, in a spot where you want to show ease of use, it would be somebody stepping into the cafe. Hi, can I have the mocha latte decaf? But that can become a little stressful for the client to order it. But then you may have something to already set up. Hey, the vegan latte, for instance, and the vegan latte, you will see that they have the ingredients you want. Yet you'll have something like, we can also customize your drink. Order whatever you like. And we want to customize it. That will be ease of use, right?
right,
I mean, and again, I'm kind of showing it story wise. How would I put that into a story for the client for
right.
their video? Right.
Absolutely. I mean, because that's
Right.
what we want to do. We want to tell that story. We want to make it very clear,
Right.
what that does for the customer. They walk
Right.
in, they're stressed. Oh, they see this amazing way of getting the drink that they want.
Right.
Uh, yeah, stress gone.
Stress gone. Exactly. Exactly. And now that's
uh,
number 5. And the final
that's number
point,
5. And the
final
final
pain
one
point?
is they want something finally done right.
Mm, right. Finally done right. Again, when it comes to coffee, it'll be a great cup of coffee. When it comes to mowing the lawn, it'll be a nice, even lawn that you know is gonna last for a few weeks, a little longer. It's not gonna be sloppy. Right. So
I'm
it's
gonna meet you
something
at
that
a
will be
cafe
easy.
after this episode.
Yeah. It'll be easy to show. I'm saying things that are easy to show in the video. You know, here, I don't know if you have another example, but I guess for this stuff, done right is that you show the girl without eczema or what have you.
Oh,
You
back at
know,
the Demluvio one?
whatever it is. Oh, this is just a certain cream, right? But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe they've been not only have been they've maybe if they've tried other products and they
Mhm.
don't work. This one, this is done right. Finally,
Right.
now I have the cream that I can get rid of my eczema.
Right. And of course, that's kind of a cliche. Well, our product is better. Our product is new and improved. But how do
Right.
you truly show that something does work
Yeah.
without
I
being
mean, everyone in
eh,
prison is innocent, right? Yeah, so
right?
that's the whole thing. Like we all have the best product. So this is and that's a perfect segue leading into like how do you identify these kinds of things. And so my number one, excuse me, I'm gonna cough now.
I'm giving you my flu. I've digital flu. I'm gonna
So
coin that sickness. Yeah.
how do you get a vaccination for digital flu? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So one of the biggest things that people in business tend to avoid, I think, is figuring out what that message is. When you're coming to us, you should have an idea of the pain points that you want to address with your customers. And so, how why did you so the first point is why did you go into business in the first place? Why is it that you sell the product or the service that you do? It's because you have an how you have information and
Mhm.
authority about this product or service that you know how to use and how to distribute. Uh, and there's a specific person out there who needs this. So that's why you went into, excuse me, that's why you went into business. That's number one. That's
Right.
the number one pain point that you already are trying to serve. So maybe, but be out of that. Let's take a window installer, for instance. There's multiple areas of pain points. People with, uh, you know, cracked windows. Uh, they have low heat retention in their home. Uh, you know, all kinds of things. If they, double hang, whatever. Sometimes windows can be installed where they reduce noise from outside, that kind of thing. So there's all kinds of different things that your business can offer. And so maybe you don't know all of those things. You went into business because you know that windows look great when they're new.
Mhm.
Uh, why? So now you need to go into like, and we all hate them, surveys. But yeah, you got to do a survey of some sort. So how do you do that? You can't just rely on transactional information, like how many people have bought from you. Uh, you should like go in and just ask people, what are we doing right? What did you love about us? What would you like to see? And that kind of thing. And then you can sort of go from there. You can If you have a business where you have a front of staff, you can ask your staff. They hear everything. They hear all the complaints. And then I would also suggest you look at your competitors and the complaints or praises that they're getting. What are they doing right? What are they doing wrong? And that could identify to you what you need to do in your business.
Right,
So
right.
and so that would help narrow your message so that you could put it into a story for a video.
Right. So, because it's serving your customers might get you the pain points.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all I got. But this is important. I mean, this is the core of what we need to. We can't just put a video out there. Or your our business is great. We come and be with us.
Mm, mm, yeah.
If you have
Sorry,
a
I might have been muted for a second there. Um, I was gonna say that r surveying your customers might be a way of getting your PowerPoint of your pain points that you're not aware of. Because you might think you might do a good job in something you're actually not. You might think you have lovely decor and you probably don't. You might think you have good customer service and you don't, which is my biggest pet peeve is bad customer service. You
mhm,
go into a place and people treat you like you're not there, or they give you, or they're just very
attitude.
perfunctory
Yeah.
with their exchange. It's nice when people say, "Hello, how are you?" "Oh, okay, thank you." I mean, it may be phony, but at least it makes it seem like you're welcomed in their place. Most of the time, you get people who don't want you to be there. You
Mhm.
have you see that attitude like these people don't want to work.
I
You
was
know,
watching the other day a webisode uh, that was interviewing this production team. And one of the things that they really were focused on as they're building their business was curating, as they called it, their staff. Part of the reason why people wanted to work with them was because of the people that they had hired and that they use to produce their videos. Um, and the results were, so that's how they sort of defined their success. And I think that that's an important point, is if you have a business where there's customer relations involved, that you really focus on your staff. They should be committed to your company in
yeah,
some level to make it a place that people want to shop in or interact with.
yeah.
So
All right, I think we've covered it. I think we kind of gave a nice, succinct diatribe of what the
diet
clients need in order
rant.
to create the 6 pain points that are sort of can focus their advertising or marketing on. And it's up
Yeah.
to them to reach out to us to help them make the dreams come true.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
can help
we
you.
are those videos that I showed examples of, those things that we've worked on. We know what we're doing in that sense. We know how to hone, and it's not like a 15-minute meeting where we're just going to go. You're going to tell us, and we're going to give you the script, and that's where we're going from. It's an involved process, and we really want to get to know you so that we can get that that part of you out there that needs to communicate with your customers and your clients.
And
But
it's
yeah,
no business too small, too large. You have to get your message out there. And these days, it's people walk around with these things, and this is how you advertise to them. It's getting the message to them somehow. I mean, 90% of people walk around like this. You know, you want them to do this and look at your business, but to get to that point, you gotta hit them on their phones first.
oh, I want to. That is a point. I know maybe we'll talk about it in another episode. But there's the Meta glasses have, in a way, helped to elevate us out of and away from screens because they're right there. Your own lenses. The There's no earbuds. There's speakers, but they're where your glasses are, where the glasses ride. And so it's sort
That's
of
all
like
scary to me. I'm an old man. That's all very scary. You're walking around like, "Oh, man, I'm watching TV." Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, you're, we'll talk about it another time,
Yeah,
but
we'll discuss it. I gotta try them out.
again,
Alright, Aaron.
like,
Yeah.
subscribe, hit us up for a brief meeting. It doesn't cost you anything. We'll spend some time with you and talk about what your needs are. And until then, we'll see you in the next Creator Fury.
Bye-bye.
Bye.